Courtroom Shenanigans. Welcome to another episode of Courtroom Shenanigans. Today we feature the top 5 list of killer midgets reacting to murder charges and life sentences. So with no time to waste, let's get into this. At number 5 on the list, we have Melissa Hancock. Melissa Hancock, who stands just above 3 feet tall, appeared on Lifetime's Little Women Atlanta. It was a reality show about women of short stature. In 2017, Hancock killed a 29-year-old man in a head-on DUI collision. On November 5, 2017, Virginia State Police responded to a 2-vehicle crash involving a wrong-way driver in Virginia Beach. Hancock was driving westbound in the eastbound lanes when her 2011 Cadillac struck 29-year-old Daniel Dill's Mazda head-on. Daniel Dill, a New Jersey native but was a longtime member of the U.S. Coast Guard, was stationed in Portsmouth, Virginia, as an information systems technician. Dill was transported to Virginia Beach General Hospital, where he died the following day from severe blunt force trauma to his neck and torso. Melissa Hancock was driving under the influence. She was charged with DUI, maiming and driving the wrong way. Hancock was taken to the Virginia Beach jail, where she received no bond. Melissa Hancock was sentenced on the 10th of October 2018, 1 year after Daniel Dill passed away. Take a listen to what Dill's father had to say about Hancock and the death of his son.
It's been brutal. It's been devastating to the entire family. Yeah, that's the irony that makes it so painful. Just wanted to, how do you justify it? How do you explain that? A teachable moment. What do we teach the kids? Going to be the drunk driver? They live.
Daniel Dill's emotional wife also spoke about Melissa Hancock on the day of her sentencing. Take a listen to what she had to say.
But not once did she say, "I'm sorry." So I think that really bothered me.
I got to tell you, my opinion hasn't changed. It was very emotional listening to her, but I don't care. I don't care what her position is or how she feels.
At her sentencing, Melissa Hancock described her remorse to Daniel Dill's family and friends. "Words cannot express my sympathy. I can't believe what I have done. I could never mean to hurt anyone," Hancock was quoted as saying. 25-year-old Hancock pleaded guilty to aggravated involuntary manslaughter, driving under the influence, driving the wrong way, and failing to obey a highway sign. In October 2018, a Virginia court sentenced Hancock to 16 years in prison for killing U.S. Coast Guard Daniel Dill. Melissa Hancock is currently serving her sentence at the Flavanna Women's Correctional Center in Virginia. Hancock's release date is in 2028. At number 4, we have Robert Lee Goff Jr. Goff Jr., out on bond after a multi-county pursuit in which he was charged with driving on a suspended license, no insurance, fleeing with reckless indifference and improper registration. Just 15 days after his last arrest, Robert Lee Goff Jr. stole a minivan and fired off rounds with his wife and child in the vehicle. Goff Jr., 33, of Charleston, was charged with grand larceny and wanton endangerment after the incident. Goff also had warrants in Cabell County and for failure to appear in Kanawha County, South Carolina. A local deputy said he responded to a complaint around 9:20 p.m. about a stolen vehicle taken from Falcon Drive, Somerville. The owners of the car said Goff fired a round at them as he took off in their vehicle. The outcome of the case and prison status of Goff Jr. is currently unknown. In third place on the list, we have Cheryl Murphy. Standing at 3 feet 9 inches, Murphy is also known as adult film star Bridget the Midget. The porn star faced up to 15 years in prison for the charge of burglary while in possession of a deadly weapon, and 5 to 6 years each for the charges of domestic battery and assault with a deadly weapon. She was held at the Clark County Detention Center in Las Vegas on a $35,000 bond. The tiny adult entertainer was visiting her boyfriend's home in September 2019 when she stabbed him in the right calf after she found him sleeping with another woman. Take a listen to the footage obtained by TMZ.
She's fat, she's ugly, and she's been a slut for 1 year. And so if anybody wants to have sex, I think I know her name. I'll put it on Facebook. I just can't. I can't. It's cool. It's not the first time you have beat me up. I can't even hear in my right ear, Jesse.
Cheryl Murphy ended up spending 15 days in a Las Vegas jail. She was released on low-level electronic monitoring. The charges against Murphy were eventually lowered to less serious charges. Murphy was ordered to go to domestic violence classes and was hit with a series of fines. Cheryl Murphy claimed she learned her lesson from the episode and is happy to be living life free. Murphy and the victim, ex-boyfriend Jesse James, still remain friends to this day, even after the stabbing incident. In second place, we have 21-year-old Jacqueline Rodriguez. In May 2021, Rodriguez spotted 20-year-old Leonardo Tavares driving through Pawtucket, Rhode Island, when he and another occupant, Todd Alicia, opened fire from his vehicle. Rodriguez and Todd Alicia were arrested nearly 3 weeks after Tavares' murder. Investigators believe the three men were involved in an ongoing gang feud. Prosecutors said Tavares was found suffering from several gunshot wounds in his car. Tavares was rushed to Rhode Island Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Take a listen to what Leonardo Tavares' girlfriend and family had to say in court for Rodriguez's sentencing.
They say time helps heal, but I don't think this is possible. 3 years later, and when that day replays in my head, the hurt still feels the same. The suffocation I felt when I got the news comes back. The stabbing sensation I feel in my heart comes back just as strong.
He didn't just break one heart, he broke many. There's a saying that all Cape Verdeans are related. So the defendant, he didn't just hurt Leo's family, he hurt his own family as well.
Jacqueline Rodriguez, 23, pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. Rodriguez apologized to Tavares' family in court right before he was sentenced. Take a listen.
I'm sorry beyond my words. I wish this never happened. If I could go back and change the hands of time, I would. And I just apologize.
Jacqueline Rodriguez was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus an additional 20 years. Rodriguez is currently serving his time at the John J. Moran Medium Security Facility in Rhode Island. Rodriguez's accomplice, Todd Alicia, has yet to be sentenced. And in first place on the list, we have MS-13 gang member Henry Chavez. Standing just over 3 feet tall, Chavez shot and killed Luis Orozco in Silver Spring, Maryland. According to prosecutors, police were able to label Chavez as a suspect after witnesses described the shooter as a dwarf. Luis Orozco's murder dates back to the night of May 2010. Witnesses saw Henry Chavez walk towards a group gathered outside an apartment building along Georgia Avenue in Silver Spring. Words were exchanged, and Chavez shot Orozco 3 times in the head. This wasn't Chavez's first encounter with the law. He was charged with drug possession and distribution in 2008 and was sentenced to 9 months in jail. Police learned that Chavez had associates in the Mara Salvatrucha gang, also known as MS-13, and suspected he was a member. Also, even though Chavez was born in and grew up in the Washington district, he fled after the killing to El Salvador, which has strong ties to the gang. Henry Chavez was arrested in El Salvador on February 8, 2011. Chavez was transferred to custody and the county sheriff's office in Houston, Texas the next day. He waived his extradition hearing and was transported to Montgomery County to face trial. Henry Chavez avoided a trial and pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. Montgomery County Circuit Court Judge Eric Johnson told Chavez, "What you did is a cold-blooded execution." The judge sentenced Chavez to 30 years, the maximum possible under a plea agreement. Under the terms of Chavez's sentence, he can only be released with the governor's approval. Henry Chavez is currently serving his sentence at the Jessup Correctional Institution in Maryland. His current release date is 2041. And that's all we got for this episode. Please leave a like, subscribe, and stay in tune for more videos. Peace out.